Today we're talking about everything you need to know to get an agent. I'm going to review what I talked about earlier this week, and then we're going to get to the nitty gritty of it all. So, before we start, I just want to go through what an agent is and what an agent is not. First of all, an agent and a manager are different from each other. The purpose of an agent is to submit you for roles, negotiate contracts, and connect you with casting directors and maybe producers or directors, but mainly to connect you with casting directors. Um, in the beginning, when you start acting, you want to get an agent that is on your level starting out. You are not ready to be with one of the big agencies, so you got to take the baby steps, right? You got to take baby steps. So let's talk about what to look out for scammers who say they're agents. Agents never charge you until you book a role. If you are a non-union actor, the agencies will charge you 20%. If you are union, they will charge you 10%. The reason for that is non-union actors make way less money, so it doesn't pay for the agent to take you on if they're getting nothing uh, for doing all the work to submit you. Agents only get money when they get you jobs. Well, let me rephrase that, because they don't get you the job. They get you the interview. It is up to you to get the job. It is your job to get the job. Once you get the call and you are to do a self tape, you gotta hit it out the park. The agent has done their job by submitting you and getting you in for the audition, but it's your job to get the part. Okay, an agent is not a manager. They don't help to craft your career. They're not holding your hand. They probably won't be going with you to premieres or other things unless you are their star client, unless you are someone who is bringing in regular money. Also, be aware that agents take on, or they have over 100 clients that they're dealing with. So, whereas managers usually, uh, mm, well, today it's a little different, but they should only, one manager should not have more than 10 clients, because you have to put a lot of work into your talent. And so if you have as many clients as an agent, um, that's not helping the actor. So you, the actor, have to ask, whether it's an agent or a manager, how many clients do you have? So you have an idea of who they have. We're going to look at this because it is important for you, the actor. And remember to pay attention, look out for scammers. When you get names of agents, type it in Google. Find out if there are any problems with those agents. Look them up in the Better Business Bureau, because it will tell you if these agents got in trouble, the agencies got in trouble. You want to pay attention. Also, go into Reddit. Reddit is good to rat on agents, and they'll tell you their experiences. So, and you can also, one of my favorite AI tools to use when I'm researching is called perplexity.ai. Perplexity.ai. And you can type in the name of the agent or agency and say, please tell me what kind of issues LAMP talent agency has gotten into. I don't know if there's a LAMP talent agency. I just made that up. So if it's you, please forgive me. But what you want to do is look them up, go to perplexity.ai. And I highly recommend this tool to every actor when you're researching, not just agencies, but when you're researching casting directors, producers, directors, anybody in the business. It will give you so much information. Little plug for Perplexity is that they they give you the videos, any articles, any kind of information on whoever you're looking for. I love it. I use it so much for my podcast when I'm getting ready to interview people. It helps me immensely because there's certain things I may miss out on, and it's a fantastic tool. So that that's my little plug for Perplexity. I'm not getting paid for it, but I just love them. Okay, so the next thing is you are, you know what an agent is. You think you're ready to get an agent. Here's what you need to know. Um, if you think you are ready for an agent, you got to make sure you have your packet in place. You are not ready for an agent if you do not have your packet in place. And what is your packet? Your packet consists of your headshot, your resume, a demo reel, and to make sure that you have not only strong self tape skills, but you are a master at cold reading in addition to your acting chops. So the headshot is crucial. Crucial, 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 because that is the first thing everyone sees is your headshot. Your headshot has to represent what you sell. If you don't know what you sell, you need to go start looking things up. That is why acting classes are so important for actors, because it helps you get an understanding of what you are masterful in. After you start doing scenes or monologues, you'll start getting a feel of, ooh, I'm really good at comedy. Ooh, I'm really good at drama. Oh, I sell young ingenue. I sell the grandmother. I sell the tight business boss. I sell, and you'll start to get an understanding of that. One of my favorite things when I'm submitting for an agent is I try to give them a sense of what it is that I sell by letting them know two actors that I think are similar to me. They may not be similar in look, but they may be similar in what I do. So if I'm pitching, I would say I'm a cross between Viola Davis and Morgan Freeman. That's the style of acting that I bring to the table. Or I'm a cross between Richard Pryor and Rita Moreno. So right there, by giving you those names, it's giving you an idea of, ooh, Richard Pryor, Rita Moreno, ooh, Viola Davis, Morgan Freeman. It gives you a sense of what this person is selling. So start thinking in those terms. There's a difference between saying I'm a cross between Julia Roberts and Reese Witherspoon. They are two different people in their acting, in their look. If you are closer to Julia Roberts, you might say, I'm a younger Julia Roberts, a cross between a young Julia Roberts and a young Marissa Tomei. That, if I say that, that gives me a sense of this. It's a young woman. She's probably in her early 20s, and she is fire, and she is not afraid to say what's on her mind. And I can even make it more specific by saying I'm a cross between Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman and Marissa Tomei in the movie with oh God, I can't think of the movie that she did that got her nominated for an Oscar. Oh shoot. Anyway, but you see what I'm saying? I'm giving you very, very specifics. When you are selling yourself, you got to be very, very specific. Okay. And with that, you need to know what your age range is. So you could be in your 20s, but there's a difference between someone being in their early 20s, like let's say 20 to 24, and someone who is 26 to 30. That's a big difference. So you want to know what you sell, who you're like, and what your age range is that you play. Not what your age is, because your age has nothing to do with acting. It's your age range. All right? And then you got to make sure that your social media presence is repping you correctly. Don't have stuff that is not professional on your social media page. Make sure that you are giving us current headshots of you on social media. Talk about acting, talk about roles you've gone up. Give us a sense of your acting chops. Put up maybe a scene you did in class or a monologue. Let's get a sense of who you are. Also, make sure that you are subscribed to casting network, Actors Access. IMDb Pro is a must. You must be on IMDb Pro. It costs money to start your acting career. It costs money to be an actor, but if you are consistent and you are doing your work, it's going to pay off in dividends. So, but just know in the beginning and maybe in the middle, you're going to have to make investments into your acting. So you want to be able to, side note, you want to be able to have maybe a separate bank account for your acting spending that you need to invest stuff in, like, a photographer for your headshots. Maybe you need to shoot your demo reel, and with your demo reel, it should not be more than 2 to 3 minutes. I highly suggest you have maybe 3 pieces, so nothing is over a minute. Don't give us a 3-minute scene. We want the agent and casting directors who are going to look at it eventually want to be able to see what you can do quickly. So 3 pieces of what it is that you sell. Also, with self-tape, you want to have a space in your home, in your room, that is dedicated just to doing self-tapes. So you have your light up, ready to go. You may have your tripod ready. You can just slip your phone in and just start shooting the self-tape. I highly recommend, if you are a new actor, to take a self-tape class. Or if you're an actor who's not used to doing self-tapes, take a self-tape class. It will help you. In my YouTube channel, Lydia Nicole Live, I have videos on how to do self-tapes. So and I also recommend every season you take a cold reading class so that you are sharp and ready to go. There's something to be said about keeping your instrument sharp. Just because you took one class or a series of classes in high school or college or at a community theater, that does not mean you are prepared or ready. You got to stay sharp. You got to be in class. You got to be working on stuff, okay? If not in class, you should be doing plays. You should be doing stuff that has to do with acting, all right? So that is you being ready to submit to agents. Your resume, your headshot is current, your demo reel, your self-tape. I broke that down more in another video. You can go look for it. The next thing I want to talk about is how do you find legitimate agents? So let's talk about that for a second. I did a whole thing on that, but let's review. When you're looking for an agent, you should have, first of all, start a target hit list. I would say anywhere between 10 and 20 agents that you are targeting. No more. You don't need any more. I've heard people say, send your stuff to 500 agents. Don't. That is wasteful. You don't know you need to do that. If no one has told you, I'm telling you, just 20 is more than enough, okay? Because you got to research all of these 20 agencies and agents. And if you are going to submit to an agent that may have 5 agents, if you're going to submit to an agency that has maybe more than 5 agents, only pick one agent. Do not send it to everybody in the office. That says you are unprofessional, you don't know what you're doing, and it makes you look bad, and they just delete your information. They're not going to give you any opportunity to come and meet with them. You want to come off looking professional. So you got to have your materials ready. You got to look the part when you go in, when you're going to go in to meet with them. You got to have the right attire for that part. For what you are selling. Okay, so um, tools to help you start to research agents. I talked about Perplexity. Great, great research tool to use. You can type in, I'm looking for a boutique theatrical agent that handles women of color, and then see what agencies show up, and then from that start researching each agent to see how that will benefit you. You know, what is it that they have that could benefit you? Who do they handle? You also want to stay clear of agents and agencies that handle actors that are too similar to you. That hopefully you know some of the actors you go up against, and if you go up against a certain actor, you don't want to be with that agent unless it is a commercial agent. Then it doesn't matter. But in theatrical, you want to be the only one of your type with that agency. Okay, so you're going to do your target list. You may look up, you may type in their names in IMDb Pro. You may also get the SAG-AFTRA agency list. You can go on the website to identify the reputable agencies that they have, and start looking at who aligns with you and your goals and what you do and the level of the career you are at. When starting out, I say pick an agency that specializes in actors who do day players or under 5 lines. Okay. Also, in researching, ask actor friends who have agents. Ask them about their agencies. What do they like about them? What do they know? Ask acting teachers about agents that they may recommend. Also, any industry contacts that you know that know about agents. Ask them. Write that list down so you can start researching, and then pick the top 20 that you think might be right for you. You can also go on Backstage to find out about agents. There are agent finder tools like Casting Frontier. Also, Actors Access has Talent Link. When you're ready to submit, you can pay a fee and put your stuff up, and the agents are looking. They are looking for talent. So there's also a service called Rapunzel. I'm not. You can try them. I'm not confident about them because they do a lot of people. I like doing it on your own. Your chances are way better. And then visit agency websites to see what they're looking for and what materials they require. So that's important to know. Also, follow agents on social media like Instagram and Twitter to find out a little bit about them. Something else you can do is attend showcases where agents will come to. Sometimes there are college agencies, college showcases if you're getting ready to exit college and you are looking for, you want representation. Certain colleges will do showcases. There are places that showcase talent for agents. You just want to make sure that they're reputable. And industry events that are having agents come speak. I would also go into SAG-AFTRA's YouTube channel because they have a lot of interviews they've done and a lot of panels they've done with agents. So that gives you a sense of who they are and what they're looking for. Now, we just talked about how to research, get your top 20. So then the next thing is, once you have your top 20 agents, once you know, oh, I kind of like this agent, and you look them up on IMDb Pro, you found out what kind of talent they rep, look and see um, probably their top 10 clients, look to see how current their work is, because that also informs you about the agent. I'm going fast because I have a lot to get done, and I only have about 15 minutes more to give you all this goodies. Once you've researched them and you kind of have an idea who you want to target, now you put your package together with your cover letter. Okay, you want to have a killer, concise email or letter pitch that you can write out for the agent. That pitch should include your intro, who you are, your name. It should have your training, your credits, links to real that of stuff you've done, links to your casting network or Actors Access, so they can get a sense of what you have. I would also just, bullet points are real good. Make sure it's no more than one page. So if you're doing it as an email, write it out in Google Docs or in your Microsoft Word first. Make sure it's under a page. Keep it going. I also recommend old school submissions. So you get your package, your headshot, your resume, maybe a bio, or you if you have an EPK for those of you who don't know is an electronic press kit. If you are an actor who's been in the business a while and you have reviews, you've been in shows, you have all this stuff, you would have an electronic press kit. So I would print that press kit out and I would include it in the packet. I would also maybe, instead of writing a full letter, I might just write a little note. Say, hey, I'm seeking representation. I'm confident in doing it with these little Post-its because I have a bunch of credits. I know what I sell. I'm gonna keep it quick. They know I'm looking for an agent. I know I'm looking for an agent, so I don't need to write. Here's my name is Lydia Nicole. I have been an actor for 40 years. Here is my my picture and resume, along with my electronic press kit. I speak 5 different languages, and I would love to come in and meet with you to discuss the possibility of us working together. Here's my contact information. Looking forward to meeting you. All right. You always want to leave the letter at the end with something positive. Not, it should be looking forward to meeting with you. So they know we're going to meet. We're going to meet. I'm going to meet you. And just keep it positive. Keep it uplifted. In your letter, don't put your woes and your traumas. Just keep it positive. This is who I am. This is what I do. I specialize in this. And if you have special skills, I might highlight 1 or 2 of them, especially if you do different languages, if you can play different ethnicities, to put that in, because that's really important. Okay. The best time to reach out to agents are you want to reach out during the holiday season, November, December, the first week of January. You want to reach out to them late spring, early summer, like anywhere between June and July is the best time to reach out to the agents, because those are slow periods for them. Once the season starts going, even though the seasons have kind of changed, but once they start going, they're too busy to meet with you. They don't have time. They're not going to respond back. So, and in those cases, if you are not submitting during those periods, definitely use Talent Link, because then agents are looking for people. So your chances of getting called in by an agent is much better. Okay, so now we're going to talk about we talked about your, looking them up, looking the agents up. Now you want to really connect with agents that would be a right fit for you. A lot of times actors just want an agent and they're not really paying attention about the agents and what they do and can they really work for them. You want an agent that is aligned with what you sell, with your energy and your career path, and that they're going to celebrate you, not just take you on as just another client, but that they really are interested in who you are and what you sell. Because if they're excited about you, they're the ones that have to submit you. You want the agent to be excited about you. I mean, early on, I forced my way into agencies and having agents that repped me, and it didn't go well. And then I was able to turn it around to, to say, okay, well, they're not high on me, but I'm going to start submitting my stuff to all these directors and casting directors, so they will be getting calls about me. And then once that started, it was like a little bit of an avalanche, having people calling them for me. So then all of a sudden they took interest in me. But I would recommend you find an agent that is already interested in you, not to have you as just, okay, I don't have anybody your type, I'm going to take you on, but I don't have anybody your type, and I believe that I could be of service to you and you could be of service to me. It's a win-win. You want to be with an agent where there's a win-win. You're getting submitted, you're booking work. It is a beautiful relationship, okay? When you are interviewing them, when you go in for the meet, either in person or via Zoom, you want to interview them too. Let them ask you questions, but then you have your set of questions. And if you don't know what kind of questions to ask, again, I send you to perplexity.ai, and you could say, I am meeting with a Lamp Talent Agency. Please give me 10 questions I can ask them about, for myself, how they see me, and Perplexity will give you some fabulous questions. So here are some questions that I will suggest to you. Ask them about their career as an agent. Why did they want to become an agent? And what kind of experience do they have in the industry? How long have they been in the industry? Who are some of the casting directors that they have a good relationship with? That's really important, because if an agent doesn't have relationships with casting directors and they're just submitting to casting directors, they may not get their stuff shown. Because this business is all about relationships. So you want your agent to have at least good relationships with at least maybe 15, 20 casting directors in the industry. Also, ask them what kind of projects do they typically work on. Are they more focused on films? Are they more focused on submitting for theater or television? So you have an understanding. Oh, okay, my agent has great connections in television, but not in theater. So that's important to know. Then ask them, what did they like about your package, your presentation package? How do they think they can sell you? Because that is the place you have to be aligned with. They have to be able to sell you the way you see yourself being sold. Because if you say, I am a college student, and they see you as a young mom, and you don't want to be playing young moms, it's not a good fit. Ask them what their expectations are of you. What is it that they expect from their actors? Then ask them, how do they stay in touch with their actors, and what kind of communication style do they like? Do they like phone calls? Do they like you to come in person? Most of them don't want you to come in person. Do they like for you to email them or text them? at what time of the day, what time of the week. That's important. And also ask them how you should communicate with them. That is crucial. You also want to ask them the question, if you hear about a project that you think you would be right for, how should you present it to them? What, and what time of the day should you present it? Hey, I just heard my friend went up for an audition for this pilot, and she said there was a role in there that I would be right for. Here is the information. Let me know what you think. Here's the name of the casting director. Here's the name of the character that my friend thought I would be right for. What are the next steps for us? Very clear, very concise. Also ask them what the percentage commission is that they take. You gotta know, are they going to take the 20? They're going to take the 10? How much money are they going to take every time you book a job with them? And how do they promote their actors? So you have an understanding of their marketing strategies and how it can help impact your career growth. Again, agents are not managers, but they are also business people, and they are marketers. So they are marketing their clients because they want their clients to book work, so they keep their lights on, and they get to pay their bills. Remember, if you don't work, the agent does not get paid. So they can do all this work for you, but if you don't work, they're not getting paid for all the hard work they've done. The next thing is asking them, can you audition for independent projects on your own, or do you have to go through them? That's really important, because what you don't want is to create conflict with them, because they're submitting you for a part and you're submitting for the same part. So ask them how they like to do it, okay? Then you want to talk about, you want to ask them how many clients do they have, and do they have any clients that are similar to you? And then you're going to go IMDb them to see, are they similar to you? Are those actors the same actors that go up against you for stuff? Remember, you don't want to be in an agency where you have somebody else who's going up for the same parts you are going up for. That is not good. Unless it is a commercial agent, then it doesn't matter. Okay? And then the last thing you want to talk about is, what is their strategy for negotiating contracts? You want to know how they advocate for their actors, because that can impact your career success. If you're with a beginning agent, the negotiating thing is real basic. They're going to get scale plus 10, or I think it's just scale plus 10, and then you got to pay the extra 10% if you're non-union. But they're not going to fight for you if you've been working for a bunch of years and you've been doing really great work and you've done co-stars and now you want to get to the guest stars. How are they negotiating your billing? In front of credits, or at the front of the open, like in the movie, when you see a movie, they have the title and then they'll list the actors. Your goal at some point is to get on that list, because everybody gets on the back list. After the movie is over, you see the credits. But you, as an actor, want to do great work, so you get in front of before the project starts, okay? All right, so then we are going to, the last thing is, once you are with an agent, it is up to you to nurture the relationships. We talked about earlier how agents have a minimum of 100 clients, And if it's a small agency and it's just one agent, that's a lot of clients for one person. So how do you stay in front of them month to month? I hear this from a lot of actors. I've heard this over the years, and I used to do the same thing until I learned that relationship with agents are important. So I started learning early on that I needed to have something to give to the agent at least twice a month. So maybe I was in a play. I redid my resume, and I said I have a new updated resume. I want to drop it off, or here's my resume. Just wanted to let you know what I'm doing. Let them know when you are taking a class that has to do with acting, be it a commercial class, a co-reading class, a scene study class, a let them know what you are working on. Also, it is important that you let them know when you are not going to be available. So if you planned a trip to Italy for May, from May 15 to May 25th, you better let them know as soon as you book that ticket, so they make sure that they are not submitting you for anything during that period. Because if they submit you and you're not available, they may let you get away with it once, but after that, you're kind of on probation with them, because they spent all this time to get you into an audition, and you're not showing up. Also, let them know parts you do not want. I don't want to go up for this. I just want to be clear. I am not going to go up for anything that has to do with nudity or anything that has to do with violence. That is not what I want to go up for. Whatever it is that you feel strongly about that you do not want to do, let them know, okay? Let them know before you sign with them, because maybe they'll go, well, then we're not interested. Then you go, well, thank you so much. A little rejection, but it's okay, because at least you guys know you're not aligned. Also, like I said, keep them abreast of what you're doing every month. Even if you're not doing anything, make something up. Post stuff on social media, tag them on it, so they know you are working. And the agent gets 10% or 20%, but you're the one who's doing the 90% of the work, or the 80% of the work. You have to get out there and let people know who you are. It is not just up to your agent or your manager. You are your best calling card. So that means you should be taking classes, you should be meeting with industry people, you should be submitting stuff. Maybe you're not submitting for a specific part. There might be a TV show you really like and you think you would be a good fit for them. This is what I've done in the past. I've made my little target list of TV shows that I want to be a part of, and I will say, I will write to the executive producer or the showrunner. In sitcoms, the showrunner is the executive producer, and I would say, hey, I really love your agent show. I would love to be a part of it. Here's my picture and resume. Please think of me for the season to come in and read for you or do a self-tape for you. That stuff works, especially when you send it to the producers, or if you're, or start building a relationship with directors that you like. The great thing about social media is almost everybody has a social media account. So you can find directors, you can find producers, you can find casting directors that you start connecting with them. Don't say, oh, hey, I'm an actor, I want a job. Don't do that, please. They don't know you. Start building a relationship with them. If they post something about how they had a fantastic Italian dinner in Culver City, or or some town that you know of, and there's another great Italian restaurant, you could say, oh man, that sounds great, I can't wait to try it out. I also want to just let you know there's another Italian place down the street called Mi Piace, and they serve great pasta. Now you're starting to build a little relationship. If I have people in my DMs or in my comments, and they're adding to the conversation, I'll remember them. I will remember them. So maybe about the sixth time that you've chimed in, maybe you can DM them and say, hey, I love the work you're doing on such and such TV show or such and such project. I would love to be, I would love to come in and read for you sometime. Here's a link to my um, casting network, or here's a link to my Actors Access. I look forward to working with you one day. Move on. And then now that you've connected with them, because you've been connecting with them on their content and what they're doing, not asking them for anything, but just giving them value because you're giving them great information. Then maybe a month from the time you send them a DM to say how much you like their work and would love to be part of them, send them a note and saying, hey, I just want to let you know I worked with so and so this month, and they really spoke highly of you. I can't wait to meet with you. You are building relationship. Okay, so and you're nurturing your relationship with your agent once you get booked. Also, something to know. If you are disgruntled or you feel like they're not doing anything, you should reach out to them. The first thing I would say to you, ask yourself, have you been contacting them every month? Maybe twice a month. I recommend twice a month. Have you been contacting them? Have you been letting them know what you're doing and keeping in front of them? And if you've been with them, let's say you've been with them 6 months and you've only gone out once, maybe you need to have a conversation and say, hey, how can I help you with my submissions? Do you need new headshots? Is something not working? Find out what's going on, because sometimes they may say, no, we're submitting you, it's not working, and maybe you need to take new headshots. Maybe what you're being submitted for is not, the headshots are not landing. So have relationship conversations with them. Don't just go, oh, they're not doing anything for me, I'm leaving, I'm going somewhere else. Don't do that. Build relationship with your agents. Okay. I want to let you know I have a planner called Acting Smarter Planner. It's a digital, it's also a physical book for you to keep all your information, including when you meet with agents, when you submit to agents. It is a fantastic book for actors. I was doing that book for myself for over 30 years, and would make copies for my friends who got so excited about my book, and I finally decided, okay, I'm going to sell it to actors. So it is available for you at actingsmarternow.com or Lydia Nicole Live. And if you want more information on the acting business, I have over 800 videos on my YouTube channel, Lydia Nicole Live, that will help you. I have interviews with casting directors, agents, directors, working actors, and all kinds of other professionals in the business, writers. If you're interested in writing your own project, I actually have a wonderful master class with one of the best sitcom producer writers out there. And so just a lot, because I love actors. As an actor, I know what it is to be taken advantage of in this business, and people will sell you a bill of goods and not give you anything. So I started this channel to help actors, to give clarity, to help you have common sense in the business and be able to negotiate, be able to navigate the business in a great way for yourself so you can win. The object of show business is not to book a job. The object of show business is for you to have a long lasting career as an actor. Okay, well, that is all I have for you today. I look forward to seeing you again. What can I say? You guys are fabulous, and I'm grateful to be able to share this information with you. So until next time, have a wonderful day. Be the superstar you are.